Hello and welcome everybody. It is a great joy to be with you. My name is Catherine Wiley. I'm an Irish grandmother of 10 beautiful grandchildren, and I'm blessed to be the founder of the Catholic Grandparents Association. In 2001, whilst attending Mass on Our Lady's birthday, the 8th of September, at Our Lady's Shrine in Walsingham, I found myself wondering how St. Anne and St. Joachim, and indeed the Holy Family, would have celebrated Mary's birthday. Could you ever give her anything that was good enough after all she had given us and done for us? I was instantly inspired with the idea that a pilgrimage for grandparents would not only please, but would totally delight her. It would not only be to honour the grandparents of Jesus, but all of our grandparents, alive or dead, for the many sacrifices they had made down through the ages in transmitting their gift of faith to their loved ones. So, on a complete impulse of faith, I was moved to honour Our Lady's wish and started what, to my complete surprise, was the first grandparents' pilgrimage in the world. As my journey began, and in meeting grandparents all over the world, I was struck by the enormous contribution that grandparents make to the family, to the church, and to society as a whole. I recognised the critical importance of helping grandparents to pass on their faith to their grandchildren in a never-changing and complex world that so many of us didn't understand. Like so many other grandparents I met, I felt I was failing in my vocation as a grandparent. Despite our best efforts to pass on our faith to our children, they were falling away from their faith. Some of my own grandchildren were not being baptized. So in response to this crisis, I decided to make it my life's mission to help grandparents, to help them become aware of their unique vocation in passing on their beautiful gift of faith to future generations. I genuinely did not know where to turn or what to do, and I could not find a prayer anywhere that suitably answered these needs and these feelings that I was having. So I turned to Mother Church to plead for her help. In 2006, I sent a heartfelt request to Pope Benedict XVI, begging him to compose a prayer for grandparents to encourage, reaffirm, and acknowledge their efforts in the battle for their grandchildren's souls. After a year of prayer, we received the Holy Father's prayer for grandparents in time to celebrate the feast of St. Joachim and St. Anne on the 26th of July. Since its launch at the Shrine of Our Lady of Knock, that prayer, that beautiful prayer, has been translated into 27 languages as well as Braille, and has become the official prayer for the World Day of Grandparents and the Elderly. It was, in fact, this prayer that started the Catholic Grandparents Association. It took us from a simple grandparents' pilgrimage to what it is now, an association in more than 70 countries around the world. And the association continued to grow. And we realised, again, that we needed an anchor to unify grandparents throughout the world. So at the World Day for Grandparents in 2012, as part of my address at the 50th International Eucharistic Congress in Dublin, on behalf of the CGA, the Catholic Grandparents Association, I asked that grandparents would be celebrated by the Church in the same way that young people are at World Youth Days, and that a day be proclaimed for grandparents and elderly. On several occasions since then, the need for a church-wide day for grandparents has been petitioned for and prayed for worldwide. Indeed, at the 2017 National Grandparents Pilgrimage at the Shrine of Our Lady of Knock in Ireland, a formal appeal to Pope Francis was launched and blessed by Archbishop Michael Neary, Archbishop of Tuam and our patron of the CGA. Now, I have to tell you that our dream came true and our prayers were answered, and I still believe in miracles as Pope Francis announced a new church-wide celebration for grandparents and elderly. It was on the 31st of January 2021 from St. Peter's in Rome. I was completely overjoyed at this miracle in answer to our many prayerful requests to the Holy Father, which rooted forever the vocation and treasure of grandparents in the Universal Church. For this new World Day for Grandparents and the Elderly to be marked so close to the feast day of St. Joachim and St. Anne, the grandparents of Jesus, is a source of tremendous joy for all of us in the Catholic Grandparents Association and indeed for all grandparents worldwide. Grandparents and the elderly are often overlooked. But this new day in the Universal Church calendar is a momentous achievement for grandparents and the elderly, and will reassure them that they are loved and that they are needed and that they are cherished. Pope Francis has a great love for grandparents and the elderly and often talks about his own grandmother Rosa and the effects that she had on his own vocation as a priest. The CGA looks forward to being part of this new annual celebration so that the charisms of grandparents and the elderly are brought to the fore and passed on to the next generation. This is so important. So many miracles have happened thus far in the life of the Catholic Grandparents Association. And now that we have our own World Day, which has been decreed by Pope Francis, our prayer and hope for you is that you will work with your priests to create a ministry for grandparents in your own parishes, to ensure that no grandparents ever feels overlooked, unwanted, or unloved. Grandparents will succeed in supporting each other. We will succeed in this if we join together in works and prayers to share this great task. The CGA today has members and ministries in over 70 countries, including the USA, Australia, Canada, Philippines, the United Kingdom, Africa, Korea, Mexico, India, Spain. If you are really called to start a ministry in your own parish, we are here to help you. For more information on our work and mission, visit the Catholic Grandparents Association on our website. You will also find many more resources for grandparents and for parishes in many difficult situations, many challenging situations. I feel very grateful that God has called me as a grandparent to serve both my family and the Church in helping grandparents to pass on their faith and to keep prayer at the heart of family life, which we all know is not easy in this day and age. This is one of the most important jobs that we could ever do or that we have ever had, and it's one from which we can never retire. I look forward to hearing from you and to working with you. I want to wish you and your communities, your parishes, your parish priests, your families, love and prayers. And remember, you are needed, you are called, this is your mission. We have had 2,000 years of faith, and we cannot be the generation that fails to pass it on. Thank you so very much. May St. Joachim and St. Anne, God bless us all.